am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And one thing for sure, two things for certain: Drake needs to stop dropping these slow ass R&B albums at 12 o'clock at night. I would prefer for an album like this to come out at like 8 in the morning, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. That way I done had some coffee or something, and most of these lullabies can't put me to sleep. Not saying that's a bad thing. Not saying that's a good thing. But either way, we are here to review some sexy songs for you. A collab album by Drake and PartyNextDoor. Now, if you heard the last PartyNextDoor album, you would think that maybe he's starting to fall off a little bit because it wasn't to the level of what we expect from PartyNextDoor. And if you heard the last Drake album, you might think that, well, maybe he's kind of still just petering, still in the same lane that he's always been. Can make a good rap song, can still make a hit song, but for some reason thinks he can sing, and his croon fest and his bad songwriting type R&B songs, for some reason Drake thinks that's what is carrying his career, because now he's starting to lean back on that. And yes, this is after the beef, after the huge beef that he had with Kendrick Lamar, probably a generational beef. We'll probably never see anything like that ever again. And so with that being said, it's a lot riding on this album, to be honest. Drake can't afford to make a bad album. Can he afford to make a mid album? We'll get into that. But if anything, it needs to be great. It doesn't need to be mid or bad. It has to have some type of exceptional tracks on there to make us go, hey, he still got it. He lost the rap beef, but he can still get in his bag, get in his R&B bag, go get with his boy PartyNextDoor and make a classic record. Is this a classic record? Hell no, this ain't no fucking classic record. Not by a long shot. Is this a great record? No. Is it good? Nah. It's mid for sure. And why I'm saying it's mid is because first impressions are everything. And while I did listen to this album maybe 4 or 5 times just to make sure this review is as objective as it can be, and while my score for this album was at like a 2.3, 2.2 at a certain point, the songs that I listened to that I thought were mid to trash became better. It's just a lot of bad songwriting and crooning on here. And look, if that's what you like to hear from Drake, then cool. This is the album for you. Unfortunately for me, if Drake's going to make an R&B song, it has to be to the level of what he did on Views. That is Drake's best R&B rap effort that he's ever given us. Views. Redemption, Faithful, Keep the Family Close. That is some amazing shit. And on top of that, Views is a classic record, in my opinion, because Drake was able to not only blend rap, but blend R&B in a perfect way. Unfortunately, he didn't do that here. It's starting to sound a bit generic with his raps. And then I get it. A lot of people in my initial reaction to the album were saying, hey, Michael, you're judging this like it's a rap album. No, don't judge it like a rap album. Judge it like an R&B album. Well, if I'm to put it on the level of the R&B I've heard in the past year, I'll go. Chris Brown had an amazing album, 1111, amazing fucking album. Teddy Swims, the white guy, amazing album. No, none of this on this album compares to that. I'm sorry. That is some top tier R&B in my opinion. Masego, Brent Faiyaz, this album is not as good as what R&B has been giving us, to be honest. And yeah, it shows in the track listing as well. CN Tower. At first, I didn't like the song, but as time went on, it got better. I initially gave it like a 1.9, I think. Now it's at like a 2.5 to me. It's a pretty good song. I like the hook. But that's the problem with a lot of these songs on this track list. A lot of these songs just have great hooks, great vibes, and great moments. But it's like you have to suffer through Drake crooning and bad songwriting to get to those moments. Perfect example of that is Crying in Chanel. The ending of that song is amazing. But to get there, you got to get through the mid. Like, you got to get through Drake mid singing, and the songwriting is just not good. Another example, Greedy, the outro on this album. Bro, the hook is fucking amazing. I like that hook. I love that hook, to be honest. I hear it and damn, I'm like, why can't this be the song? I'm like, why did Drake have to fucking croon and give me bad songwriting for 2 minutes and 45 seconds? Go listen to Greedy. The hook in PartyNextDoor don't come up or come on until Drake finishes crooning for 2 minutes and 45 fucking seconds. Why? Who asked for it? Not me. So yeah, it just feels like a lot of this album is some good concepts, some good ideas, but they're not fleshed out, and it's because the verses don't really hold them up. And then you have the other tracks on there that are good tracks. Okay, I kind of did get into the bad. I'm gonna get into the good because there's some really good tracks on here. I will give them that. Outside of everything being basically mid, it is some exceptional tracks on here. Nokia, I really like that song. Give Me a Hug, shout out Melissa Ford. I really like that song. That is a really good song. Honestly, the best song on this album, in my opinion. 5 out of 5 for sure. A really good song. Now, I get it. Well, that's the rap song. See, that's the expectation for you, Michael. No, R&B song could have got a 5 out of 5 if it was good, if the songwriting was good and the singing sounded good. None of the two ever matched on this album, unfortunately. And on top of that, it sounds more like a Drake album than it sounds like a PartyNextDoor album. Like, I get it, it's Drake and PartyNextDoor, but come on. I get it, y'all are saying, hey, look at it as an R&B album. Well, a lot of these quote-unquote R&B tracks, Drake is rapping for like 16, 32 bars. He's giving you some raps on some of these tracks, and those raps aren't even sticking. Let's be honest. Let's be fucking honest. Okay, so at the end of the day, if I want to judge it how I want to judge it, whether it's R&B rap, I'm gonna take it all into account, y'all. I promise you I will. But this isn't top tier R&B. Stop that, please. I hope nobody is out here saying that this is top tier R&B. It's not. It's mid-level. It's okay. It ain't the best, and it damn sure ain't the worst. It's alright. But yeah, anyways, back to the songs I did like. Pimmy's Dilemma I like Deeper, the PartyNextDoor solo song on here. I like that one. That was pretty cool. That got better over time with me. Brian Still was a cool rap song. I fucked with it. I really like Die Trying. The more I listened to that song, the better it got to me. I still hate the fact that Yebba really doesn't have a presence on there, but it is a really good song. I fuck with it. Die Trying's really good. That's what I recommend. Glorious got worse because I don't want to hear Drake do some Central C bars. I just don't. It feels like that day Central C was in the studio and Drake gave him a look. And another song that has been stuck in my head for some reason, but anytime I play it, it's not good. It's the Spider-Man Superman song. That girl wants me to save her, but I'm a Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Robin. Like, what the fuck we got going on, man? And I was thinking that he could have really taken that concept and done something cool with it, but instead he made some drivel. He was like, that's mostly, yeah, everything. Mothballs, worst song on the album. No, Mothballs and Meet Your Padre. Drake, never do a Bad Bunny impression ever again. I don't even like Bad Bunny. And I'm telling you, you made him sound worse. Don't ever do it again. Please. No, Drake, I don't want to hear you rap in Spanish, bro. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know who's telling you to do that. No, stop. Please. For the love of God. That was horrible. Meet Your Padre is trash. That is a garbage song. That and Mothballs. I would stay away from those songs if I were you. And listening to this album and the songs that I did recommend, like I said, Deeper, Pimmy's Dilemma, Brian Still, Give Me a Hug, Nokia, Die Trying, and the hook on Greedy. The hook. The other 4 minutes of that song, you could fucking throw in the garbage. The hook of Greedy is fire. Outside of that, with all that being said, overall, this was a mid effort from Drake for me. Wasn't his worst project. If you ask me, honestly, Nevermind is still his worst project to me, but definitely his worst collab project, seeing the fact that he got with 21 Savage. Her Loss is a great album, and then when he got with Future, of course, What a Time to Be Alive, great album. So yeah, definitely falls under one of the worst collab albums from Drake, in my opinion. But you know, his worst isn't trash, I guess. And that's something, you know. And I get it, Drake stands. I get it. You know, I'm not glazing this album like most of the people are. There's a lot of people out there that are glazing this. And at the end of the day, trust me, I do not have a woman problem, okay? My Valentine's Day was fine. At the end of the day, I don't have a woman problem. What I have a problem is bad songwriting and horrible crooning. That's what I have a problem with, and that's what this album is riddled with. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's trash. And that's where we fall into mid. And that's what this is. Overall, I give this album a 2.5 out of 5. Like I said, not Drake's worst, probably his second worst project, in my opinion. This is his second worst project for sure. Yeah, definitely his second worst project. Now that I really think about it, this is that. And 2.5, not bad. Like I said, honestly, Nevermind was horrible. That was like in the 1 range for me when I first heard that shit. That was something. Either way, let me know what y'all think about some sexy songs for you in the comments below. And yes, I get it. This album wasn't made for me. It was made for the bitches. I know. It was either made for the bitches or it was something to fuck to. Stop overanalyzing it. I listen to music over here. Don't want to listen to bad music. Trust me. I don't want to listen to some shit. So if I choose to play something, I want it to be good. No matter who it is. I'm objective in that because I love music. So either way, this fell on that spectrum for me. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.